are going to replace has started crying, but for us we have solutions for people who cry.
Yeah.
At this time I want to welcome or invite the Lord Mayor to say his package, to unpack his package to you for today. You're welcome, Mr. Incoming Lord Mayor.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Today we are here to address our campaigns, the progress. We opened our office this week, but it was an overwhelming occasion. A lot of people have been coming here, showing a lot of interest to move with us to redeem our city from the failed administration. The purpose of today is this week as we opened our office, we announced that we are going to have a task force, of which we announced, but we didn't break down into detail. So I would really want to use this opportunity to clearly announce the task force for Joseph Mayanja 2021. We chose the chairman and spokesman, Honorable Sam Lubega Mukaku, just seated right here with me. He's going to be the chairman and spokesman. The deputy chairman and head of finance, unfortunately, Tali Owano, but we have Honorable Michael Mabike. Secretary and campaign director, he sat right next to me on my left, Honorable Henry Ruboa.
Mr. Ruboa,
For mobilization, we have the deputy secretary, Mr. Waigongoro Assad. Obaliwa probably is on his way. The secretary, information and research, is Miss Monica Nanyonjo. Deputy in charge of information, Mr. Bulira Frank. Deputy in charge of research, Mr. Senyonjo Michael. Division coordinator Kawempe, where I come from, is Dr. Emmanuel Serunjoji. Owedembe. Division coordinator Wemachindye, Mr. Deogracius Kijambu. Division coordinator Nakawa Division, Engineer Ronald Balimwezu. Coordinator Rubaga Division, Mrs. Angela Chigonya. Coordinator Kampala Central Division, Mrs. Narumansi Farida. Constituency Coordinator for Machinde East, Mr. Ronald Owori. Constituency Coordinator Machinde West, Mr. Nachibinge Joe. Constituency Coordinator Kawempe South is Mr. Sebuliba Ausi. The Constituency Coordinator Kawempe North, Mr. Serviri Charles. Constituency Coordinator Nakawa East, Mr. Muwanga Edward. Constituency Coordinator Nakawa West, Mayor Munji Florence Namata. Yeah. Constituency Coordinator Kampala Central, Mbazida Francis. Constituency Coordinator Rubaga North, Mr. Sergo William. Who's just right here? Constituency Coordinator Rubaga South, Mr. Mulindwa Charles. Okay. Media Coordinator is Mr. Mugonza Andrew, just right before me here. Coordinator, faith-based issues, because as we try to build a task force, we have to consider every sector, and faith comes in as a priority as well. So the coordinator for faith-based issues is Mr. Mutengeza Fred. Assistant coordinator for faith and Catholic communities is Portable Mrs. Maxensia Nakanjako, Chimboa. Coordinator special communities, Mr. Rotoro Eric. Deputy coordinator, Okay. Deputy coordinator, Bugisi communities is Mr. Sam Mali. Coordinator business community, Sechizivu Isma. Coordinator business community, deputy coordinator, Namakadde Salima. Coordinator informal groups, Nantali Ruth. Coordinator for the youth is Dennis Tumuhairwe. Deputy coordinator for the youth, Chiinji Dennis. Assistant youth coordinator for institutions, Haruna Nkubi. That's right here. Assistant youth coordinator institutions, for gender balance we also have the female person. That is Mirembe Irene. Coordinator for Women, Mrs. Stella Muchibi. Deputy Coordinator for Women, Mrs. Asabawewa Catherine. For artists, the family where I come from, the coordinator for artists is Mr. Kaspat Kasule. Assistant coordinator for artists is Haruna Sentamu, also known as Ice Banton. Assistant coordinator for upcoming artists is Kaimba Success. Basawan,
Okay. We left out.
We left out?
Coordinator, Public Health Institution, Dr. Mirembe
Tom Somi, Dr. Mirembe. Okay, coordinator for public institutions, health, education, and public transport is Dr. Mirembe Joe. Rapid response. Deputy coordinator in charge of education, Sekamate Patrick. Deputy coordinator in charge of health, Catherine Serunjoji. Coordinator special communities, Ratoro Eric. I think that is about it. Yeah, we also want to tell you that next week is going to be fully action-packed. Fully action-packed. After the overwhelming response from the people who believe that we started a very strong journey that we must Tinoktuka Jetulaga, we have a very packed week. Beginning with Monday, we are going to pick nomination forms from the Electoral Commission. After which we shall come back here to our offices. I've mobilized my fellow artists who are going to have a chit chat, and we also have ideas from them on the same day. Then Tuesday, we shall be meeting interest groups, political parties, corporate people, my friends from the ghetto, transporters, religious leaders, special communities, and trade groups. Then on Wednesday, we shall start a citywide nomination signature collection process in all the 28 electoral areas that make up our city. We shall do it for about 7 solid days. Lastly, but okay, not lastly, I want to console our people in the arcades that were fully affected on Wednesday by the floods. It was very, very, very terrible. I saw people who were saving a border who was almost drowning in the city. I want to tell you, my people, that floods are an after effect of many years of no work. Because as you remember, those floods used to be at a certain side of the city. For example, the clock tower. But now they have gone uptown. We can remember that the late Lord Mayor Sebana constructed and renovated the Nachivo Channel so many years ago. And the incumbent Lord Mayor has not supplemented, no effort to either expand it or even build more channels. That is why you've seen people suffering in arcades. You've seen people having sleepless nights over the rain. And imaginable. Imagine just one fall of rain, just one day. Floods were all over the city. So imagine if it would rain 4 days. That means the whole of Kampala will become a lake. So I say that I actually saw the outgoing Lord Mayor on TV ranting, telling the public shamelessly that people very well know what he has done. And people are watching. I want to challenge him. Let him put whatever he has done on the table. Let him put what he has done on the table. If floods can disrupt people's businesses and homes, just like the other lady who was swallowed by a manhole in Nakawa on another floody day in Kampala, and he's shamelessly sitting telling people that he will put what he has done something. Let him put whatever he has done on table. For us, fixing floods is number one on our agenda. Solutions, like I've told you. First and foremost, Kampala needs more water channels. Because of the population increase, the water supply is overflowing, and the channels are still very small and very less. When I talk about solutions, another solution to floods is we have to green our city again. As we grew up, we used to see our parents plant Obukomera and Paspalam. A lot of us used to think that was decoration of Antichikomera or something, but no, it was regulating the runoff of water. But unfortunately today, people are building buildings in the city, people are building concrete compounds. That does not regulate water because the water comes and flows immediately. We need to learn, we need to find a solution of how to regulate our water. The water flow needs to be regulated. We have big institutions like universities, hospitals. We need to have reservoirs. Reservoirs in the big institutions because what does the big institution have? It has a big water usage. So we need to have reservoirs in our city where water can be regulated on its flow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. And like I've told you, the program coming week is going to be extended. I still invite you to come and help me reach out to the people and be sure the people have progress. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.